Well, a really interesting study just came out yesterday. Actually, it was released by Inc. magazine, a study that was put together by a company called Kabbage, Kabbage, which I guess is a small business online lender. And they do quite a bit of research into the small business community. And yesterday, they released a study that essentially said that 60% of small businesses feel that they are underperforming as compared to their competition. So I guess that's the question for you is how do you feel that you are doing compared to the competition? Now, the reality of the study was, even though they weren't able to then go in and actually compare all the people that were in the study, or all the companies that were in the study, with the rest of the competition, it's just statistically, they said that it really was not possible for all 60% to be correct. So it really came down to a perspective. And I mean, one of the things that we might know for a fact that we are not performing as well as the competition. We might have statistics of our own that tell us that. But for most of us, it's actually not true. But so let's kind of back up and ask ourselves, okay, so why would this happen? Why would this perception be that we feel we are not doing as well as the competition? And it generally goes back to just looking at, where the bottleneck might be in our businesses. And so you think about it like this way. Okay. If we don't get enough leads, then there are no opportunities to sell. Okay. If we don't make enough sales, then we don't have an opportunity to retain customers for very long, right? If we don't retain customers, then we probably can't get that many referrals or things like that. And if we kind of look at these different parts of how the revenue side of business works, then there's usually a bottleneck in there. And most companies will say that their number one marketing objective, or their number one sales and marketing objective, is to generate new leads. So why do we have this perception that we're not doing as well as others? Well, I have a philosophy about that. I have an opinion about that. And my opinion is, after 34 years now of doing this, of working with small businesses, consulting for small businesses, writing books, giving speeches around the world and things like that, one of the biggest things that I have learned or determined is that to me, most business people are doing marketing backwards. They're just doing it backwards. And really what I mean by that is that we tend to think we don't necessarily have a marketing strategy in our companies. Too many small businesses, when it comes to marketing, they kind of follow the crowd. Number one, they follow the crowd. So if somebody says, "Oh, here's a shiny object over here, we have to go do that." All right. Or somebody comes into the office and sells us an idea, something that says, "Hey, have you ever heard of, the USPS's, every address delivery thing," or something like that, and we jump on board, going out and taking advantage of that. And it boils down to more where we start our marketing process with the tactic, with the medium, with the tool that we should use, and that is not a strategy. Okay, that is just simply kind of reaching out into the dark and grabbing something and hoping that works. And then we put a great deal of faith, shall we say, or hope into that. Gee, I hope that social media works. I hope that the Valpak works. I hope that works. Okay. The marketing strategy needs to be done correctly, and most marketers, especially in small businesses, do it backwards because they do the medium first. Really, what needs to happen is you need to understand who your market is, what their problems are, what their issues are, and where do they hang out. Okay, that is step number one. Step number two is how to put your message together that will attract that market so that they will come to you. And then number three is you then determine where are they hanging out and how can you communicate with them through those tools. But that's the order that it goes in. And so what I want to recommend to you is that if you have been caught in the trap of just kind of shooting in the dark, of grabbing tactics, grabbing shiny objects, like a shiny, social media is a shiny object because social media is a medium. Okay, it is not a strategy. Social media strategy is a oxymoron. That is no different than if I were to have said to you 20 years ago, fax marketing strategy. That's no different. It's the same thing as that. So here's what I'm going to recommend to you is, we have a product called the Marketing Machine. And the Marketing Machine is an online course that you can take that will very quickly, very easily teach you the correct way to develop your own marketing strategy. And from that, and you can put it together yourself. You'll be able to answer all the correct questions in the order that you need to answer them, and build a marketing strategy that will work for your company. Because the beginning of it is getting enough leads. But even more important than that, it's not just getting enough leads, it's getting enough quality leads. That's what you want. The higher the quality of your leads, the higher the percentage of sales that you are going to close. The higher the number of sales that you close, guess what? The more customers you have to be able to retain, and then be able to use them to refer your business and grow your business in the future. So I'm recommending to you right now that if you believe that you are underperforming your competition, then this might be the reason why, is because you're going about it backwards. Get the Marketing Machine today, and you'll be able to study that and use that immediately. And then you'll also get 2 months free of our Gold Inner Circle, which is chock full of tons of more information for you to be successful. So go get that right now. Here's the link right down below. Go get it. And trust me, you will not be underperforming your competition. This is Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's Dad and Marketing Gunslinger. Thanks again for joining me this week in another Uncopyable Business video. I'll be back again next week with, I guess, another one, right? Yeah. In the meantime, always remember, be uncopyable. See ya.